Hi, this is Dave Quatello with Siemens, and today we're going to spend the next few moments speaking about the G frame family of molded case circuit breakers. In this particular family of breakers, we have enhanced the product portfolio and increased our offering in both the OEM and panel board switchboard markets. Our goal is to give you more options, which will help satisfy the customer for any application, either in the OEM or panel board switchboard markets. So let's go ahead and take a look at the G frame family of molded case circuit breakers. Let's go ahead and dive right into the 125 amp molded case circuit breaker G frame family. Now, compared to previous Siemens lines, these G frame breakers are smaller than the Centron E frame, and they have a higher interrupting rating than the CQD or the BQD breakers. Specifically, the GG enhances the product offering for the popular current ratings. It accepts ring terminals and DIN rail mounting. Now, there are also enhanced global ratings for the GG breaker as well. As you can see, it's rated for the UL, CSA, NOM NMX J515, and EC 60947-2. As I mentioned in the opening, the GB breaker is specifically for our panel board and switchboard markets. This low tab breaker is for use in Siemens panel board switchboards. This breaker allows us to produce a fully rated 65 kA interrupting P1 panel board. Prior to this design, we could only get to 25 kA in a P1 panel board. This interrupting rating in a P1 panel will save space and cost as opposed to the former solution of using a P3 to obtain a 65 kA interrupting rating. Because of its dual contact design, it allows for better selective coordination with upstream breakers. Future enhancements will increase the 600 volt Y rating, so stay tuned. Now we have the GG 125 amp molded case circuit breaker. As mentioned, this is for the global OEM market. As you saw in the previous slide, all of the global ratings that are included with this particular breaker. The real highlight here is the 65K at 480 volt. Pay particular attention to that because on the next slide we're going to take a look and see where this particular breaker fits within our product basket. So on this slide you can see where the GG fits into our product range. Its amp coverage 15 to 125 amps. Its AIC at 480 volt, 25, 35, 65. It does include all of the global ratings, and it does not have internally mounted accessories. Those are separate, and we're going to get into that in the next couple slides. But as you can see, looking at the other breaker options, the GG really is a jack of all trades and can fit most applications that are out there for the OEM market. This is sort of a busy slide, but I think you can get a firm understanding here with the visuals of really the overview and how we stack up against the competition. Previously, we stretched ED to cover this range, but it was not an ideal solution because either it was too big, not enough accessories, such as the DIN rail mounting, it didn't have the global ratings. It was a good fit, but it didn't cover everything. Of all the breakers we sell, these are the most common at 74% of our volume. This is particularly important to control specialists because these are the breakers that they will most often see in these applications. So GG essentially is the new competition for Eaton and Square D. This fits the same footprint of the NGG, and it is smaller than the Centron ED. So that gives us a competitive advantage in size. These new products will help fill the competitive gaps in our highest volume range at 125 amp frame breaker. Let's take a look at the interrupting ratings. Similar to the VL breaker family, the three interrupter ratings are designated in N, H, and L, from lowest to highest interrupting. This highlights the range of interrupting ratings for the G frame family. As you can see, we offer a wide range of voltages from 120 VAC to 600Y, 347, as well as 125 volt DC to 125, 250 volt DC, and a wider range of interrupting ratings to fit most of your application needs. Now, pay particular attention to the footnote at the bottom of the page. 2-pole only for 2 outer poles of a 3-pole breaker. So just want to make sure that that's pointed out and you notice it at the bottom of the slide. Let's take a look at some of the common accessories for the GG and the CQD breaker. For tripping and signaling accessories, offer the shunt trip, bell alarm, auxiliary switch, and the combo bell auxiliary. These are all internal accessories. They're field installable, so it does not void UL listing. No internal breaker components are exposed. We offer a wide range of voltage ratings, and these accessories are common with CQD and BQD, which will offer an inventory savings to your distributor partner. Continuing on with the common accessories for GG and CQD, take a look at the handle mechanisms, through the door and door mount. Some of the features on these include door interlock and padlock provision standards, NEMA 1 and 12 plastic handle for both configurations, and NEMA 3R and 4X metal handle, which are available and door mounted. Now let's take a look at the GG enclosures. Siemens is offering a wide array of enclosures for the GG breaker, whether it be NEMA 1, 12, 3R, which are the metal enclosures, or NEMA 4X, which is that non-metallic enclosure. A selling point here is that the NEMA 4X is the first non-metallic enclosure that Siemens has offered for use with these breakers. It's large enough to allow for other control components to be installed, and that's in the 4X only. So again, a couple selling points here on the enclosures. If you take a look at this drawing, you can see the space savings over the Centron ED breaker using the GG breaker. The size comparison with existing frames and width allows for smaller panel size, which could call for a potential and cost savings. So essentially, the GG versus the ED, you have a 0.98 inch height difference and a 15% decrease in panel space. So fairly significant. Take a look at the space savings over the ED in terms of depth. We have about a little over an inch in depth difference with the GG breaker, and that equates to about a 38% decreased volume. Alright, so that essentially allows for smaller panel sizes, which could call for potential and cost savings with existing sized frames. Okay, so we spent the last few minutes talking about the GG and the GB breaker respectively. Let's kind of summarize the customer benefits for the GG breaker. Space savings, especially over the Centron ED breaker, roughly 15% decrease in panel space and 38% decrease in volume. Less confusion with terminal connectors. Ring terminal compatible. There are a couple options to satisfy different wire ranges. The Centron ED has 8 options for the same wire range. Not to mention all the global ratings, the high performance and current limitations, and the integral DIN rail mounting. So some really good benefits, not only in space, but cost savings, as well as the multiple options that you have with the GG breaker. And now looking at some of the customer benefits for the GB breaker. Space savings. Again, moving in from a P2 or P3 down to a P1, you got about a 15% decrease in panel space. The high performance current limitation, it's fully rated at 65 kA for a P1 panel board. So you can go to a P1 versus a P3, which will save you not only space, but probably a little bit of cost as well when you're writing up that job. And not to mention the dual contact design, which will assist with your selective coordination. So again, brief overview of the GG and GB family, the G family of breakers. If you have any questions or concerns, feel free to reach out to your product management team. This is Dave Quatella, Branding Marketing Manager for Siemens, and I appreciate your time today. Thanks for listening.